Okay, Vlad, Mendel, are you ready?
Hey everyone.
Hi.
So let me present my screen.
We can see it.
Okay, great. So I worked together with a colleague, Andrei Mendel, and we created the O integration with Nagios. Now, Nagios is a monitoring system that first started with network monitoring and then kept expanding. Currently, it offers a core server which monitors hosts and services, and a lot of other products which include network analyzers, application analyzers, and pretty much all of the IT infrastructure problems can be, let's say, prevented by monitoring. On their side, they have some testimonials from various customers about how this one Nagios helps them. Now, strictly speaking of the solution, we are focusing on the Nagios core, which, as I mentioned previously, can monitor hosts and services. Our solution focuses on the host, the services, and what they call the tactical overview. Basically, the tactical overview just tells if there are problems and how many problems there are. All of our flows are using the new feature from Nagios 4.04, the JSON query. Basically, Nagios does not have any APIs we can call, and starting with 4.04, it has this system of JSON queries where instead of returning the HTML page, it returns a JSON for certain so for certain pages from their monitoring website, they are providing JSON queries. Now, for the purpose of the demo, I have created two scenarios, namely one that inspects the hosts and reports what the status of the monitored host is, and one that monitors checks the services that are being monitored and reports their status. Now, for the Nagios core, as I said, this is the web overview, and we can, as I said, the tactical overview, which provides the status, and we provide also the host and service information. So basically, the demo scenario for the host is going to provide us with this table. Let me increase it so you can see it better. So it's going to provide us with the host status totals table and the status of the host, while the service scenario will provide us the service status totals and the detailed status of each host. Okay. So basically, it's going to get the status of the host for all hosts, check each status. So from the result, it will check the status and get the status by status result. Once it's done, it's going to send an email. Okay, so we see that we have one host monitored, and it's up, as well as the details for the host. So when it was last checked, how much time it is up, and the information Nagios can provide for that host, namely that the ping is okay and the return rate. Now, if we run the second scenario, again, it will check the services, so get the totals, check through each service status, and compile the report and email it to us. Any second now. Okay, and again, so in this case we have 6 services that are okay, and 1 service that is with warning. And for each type we get the details as they are provided through Nagios. So exactly the same details we would get from this web page. Now, moving forward, because this is only, let's say, the start for hosts and services. Based on requests, we can also increase the amount of data we are providing for both hosts and services, because the JSON query can provide slightly more data than it's provided in the UI. And based on an extended environment, we can also obtain more information. The key thing to take away is that for Nagios, mostly we can get information. So for a customer use case would be, we get a host or a service that has trouble, then we automate the all flow to fix the problem. So let's say if it's a service, O restarts it and then check again to see if it fixed it. So pretty much that is what we can do. But from Nagios, all we can do is monitor. Thank you. If there are any questions.
Yes, I have a question. So first of all, this is great, Vlad. And we see, in general, we see all usage with monitoring tools like Nagios. And I think it will provide very good value for our customers in general to publish this to HPLN. My question is more on the interfaces that you are using and the APIs. Do you use CLI or REST APIs?
So actually, we are making an HTTP client call, but they're not using proper REST or SOAP APIs. They have this weird SOAP, this weird JSON query generator, and basically they're translating their normal CGI page into a JSON response.
So basically, you get the kind of the HTML page in JSON, and you use JSON query to parse it.
I parse it. So I get instead of the HTML, I get the JSON, and I parse it on the HTTP call by using various filters.
We can also be very specific. So in the request we make to the JSON generator, we can ask precisely what data we need. So it's not a data dump that we parse then.
If you want, I can show you basically what the JSON query generator looks like, so you can get a better idea of what we are using.
It was just interesting on the APIs themselves, right? But also it's interesting that you do the filtering at the step level and not using the content like JSON query or JSON pet operation. But this is something that we can follow up offline.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the weird formatting that they are providing.
Also, so going forward, we try to, let's say, minimize the step count. And in order to do that, we figured that using filters is an okay method to achieve this goal.
Okay, any more questions or anything else you want to present regarding this subject, Vlad? Which, by the way, I'll contact you later on because I want to do something with this. But
okay, so if anyone wants to see, I can present how one of these JSON queries looks like.
Well, we're a bit exceeding time. We're already more than 10 minutes behind. So
okay, so perhaps for a later session.